And then after that, at the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you some news that I have. Welcome back to the Vanilla Ultimate Survival World. And today is a big episode as we are going to be finishing our starter base. In the last episode, we built this natural land bridge right here. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch that episode because you do not want to miss me building this. It was one of my favorite things we've done so far. But yes, I did just say that we were going to be finishing our starter base area. Say hi to Willow, everyone. Let's go over and show you where we're going to be putting it and what we're going to be doing. I went ahead and loaded it in a schematic for it, and we're going to be putting it right over here. I'm not going to build with the schematic. I just wanted to see where I wanted to place it, and we're building it right here, and we're going to be building a mix between two different builds. A lot of times when people build these things in their worlds, they build it two separate. They build a greenhouse, and then they have a horse stables, but we're going to be combining these two builds into one, but we have a few problems. First off, we need to be able to build it, and these trees are in the way. Second, same with the terrain. We need to flatten out this terrain a little bit. And third, this small silo. It is in the way. So, I just built that 2 episodes ago, but we're going to be moving it. Yeah, so I guess we just start moving. Yeah, you can't believe I'm tearing this down already. And actually, I've had this build planned out for a while. I've had it designed and all that stuff, but I haven't built it yet. I think I designed it shortly after, or maybe even right before this episode posted where I built all this. But the reason I haven't done it yet, and I did the last episode building the natural land bridge, go check it out. That's because I didn't know where I was going to put it, because there wasn't any place really that I can make it look good, because I feel like it's a part of the build and not something that just got plopped down. Like back here, I mean, it's the back of the build. It's not the best looking thing, so I didn't want to just have it right here. Same with back here, in between the house and the natural land bridge, like right in here. Again, it just kind of plopped down. So I did eventually come up with, we can put it here, but we're going to have to shift it over and remove this first. So the entrance is going to be right here. But yeah, enough hearing me talk. I'm going to go ahead and tear down this build. And I'll see you when I have the materials. And I'll see you when the silo is all gone and we are starting to build. Alright, we're back. I guess there's nothing else to do than to start building. I went ahead after I chopped down the small silo. This is all the stuff we got from it. I went ahead and chopped down some oak because we did not have any oak. And then we didn't have to chop down birch, luckily. I guess we got a bunch of birch from when I accidentally destroyed the whole forest 2 episodes ago. And then I went ahead and got some cobbled deep slate, but it's not much. We're building you a home, Phelan. Stay strong. The end of this episode, you'll be in your own home. But alright, and we can't start building yet. Yep, cool. We have to chop down some trees first, so let me go do that.
3 hours later.
Okay, now we terraform.
10 hours later.
And then, yeah, now we're done. Look at all that dirt. And I had to empty my inventory before. But the main star of the show here is the shovel. Barely lost any durability. I don't know how it managed to stay this put together, but it did. And I'm very glad. Check it out on F4 right here. Oh, we're not done terraforming. Yeah, I'll just see you. I'll see you when we place the first blocks. Because if I don't, I'll down. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to see you when I place the first blocks. Alright, we flattened it out. Don't mind the floating trees. We'll deal with that later, but we're going to go ahead and start building. And that's going to start off by supports. And then there's that. This tree is going to have to go. And then now, if I'm not mistaken, we just mirror this on the other side. And then some cross supports. And then just like that, we have this. And then I suppose from there, we can start outlining the roof. Yeah, that looks fine.
That you would.
And then that, let's see how that looks. Okay, I just loaded back in. I'm not joking when I say this roof is wrong, or was wrong. I saw that and I went back to my creative testing world to see what it actually was. But it was taller. What I accidentally did is these right here are supposed to be a block, and then it's there on top, and then that. And I went and looked, but this looks really good. So I spent half an hour redoing pretty much this whole side of the roof and like redoing this roof, but then this whole side of the roof had to change. And I spent half an hour doing all of that, and it actually looks, in my opinion, better than it did before. So I'm kind of glad I messed up the roof, because now I feel like it's going to look better. That being said, we still have only one part of the roof done. We need to do the rest of the outline and the deep slate. The deep slate part of the roof is done. Normally that's like one of the last things I do, and it's my least favorite part. But it was the first thing I did this time. We do need to get some more oak though, so we can finish the outline of the roof. I ran out. And we also have a few more supports here. Need a block there. And then I also need a few more for the extra thing we're going to be adding on to this over here, which is the main part of the build that makes this build unique. We're going to be doing that at the end though, so stick around for that. Wait, since when did I have oak in my... Cool. We're going to go to here, and then we can start over here, because I think we have enough. And then there, I think is good, and that was... Yep. Oh, perfect though. We have one more. We got our oak. And then what we need to do is... Not there. Is along the sides here, just on the back and the outside. And then we'll strip them. And then, of course, strip them all. And then now we should be done with all of the stripped oak. It's looking nice. I like it. I like how it's looking so far. And a matter of fact, we also don't need it like that. This will be open for the thing we're adding. Also, we have floating trees right here. I love Tree Miner. We will replant a lot of these trees, by the way. We're not just going to leave this open. Once we have the thing that's going to be coming out this way, once we have that in and the whole build finished, we'll plant some trees around it to give it a more natural look and not seem like a modern construction site where they just removed everything and it looks like a barren wasteland with a Walmart in the middle of it. So yeah, I think what we're going to do now is we're going to work on this stable side of it. If you haven't guessed, this is going to be the stables. We have two stables, one here and one here. We're going to do this whole part first, and then after that, we'll put it on the walls, finish this part, and then move on to the addition over here. And then we'll go there, we'll go there, but then we have trapdoor, and here are stairs, and we'll put two more trapdoors, like that. That's going to be our little side entrance straight to the stables. And those will go in all of those spots. Man, I'm locked in right now. Okay. The cross beams go there. That's not it. And now we can add the fences. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place them all around. And then on the sides we do that. Then we do this. And voila. The horse stables are done. I went ahead and put trapdoors above the fences. And I know we haven't finished the build yet, but let's go ahead and get Phelan in. This is your new home. Trust me, Phelan, it's going to look a lot better when it's finished. But it already looks really good in my opinion. And we're barely halfway done. Now that we got this, you might be saying the only other thing we could possibly do is the walls. Psych, we're not doing the walls yet. We're putting in the lanterns. And they will be with the cross beams. Alright, now we actually have to start the walls. And again, same thing as normal. We randomly do that. Boom. Pretty simple. This build is probably the biggest build, square blocks wise, if that's a thing. I don't know. But there's not a lot of building blocks that need to be placed. I feel like this is obviously the least because it's really tiny. But it's a lot of open floor plan. Like all the way over here, there's not many blocks. It's probably going to be the biggest and most amount of work we'll have to do over here. But there's not a lot of walls. There's these tiny front and back walls and then the tiny walls on the side. This side has no walls whatsoever. So it overall is a pretty easy build to do. So the only thing we have left to do besides detailing, but I'm going to do that at the very end, is to add the greenhouse on the side. And I'm going to go build it, but it's going to seem very familiar to you. We go 1, 2, 3. Then we go 1, 2, 3. Place another one. And then we place one more. 1, 2, 3. Then we go chop down some more trees because I'm out of oak. I do that every stupid time. And then we go ahead and place stairs like that, slab like that. And then now that we have that, we do this. There it is. And take a look. What does this look like to you? The answer is the Nautilus stables. Look at the shape real quick. If we fly over to the Nautilus stables, it's the same thing except we don't have the bottom block. And then we also don't have the slab on top because for the greenhouse, I want it less circular than the Nautilus stables. So we'll come in here and then we'll walk through a door here and then we'll be in the greenhouse. And I'm also placing down shelves here for the entrances. We have one more thing to do, and that is put in the glass. Alright, how do you make white stained glass? Glass, white dye. Okay, that's simple enough. We have plenty of sand, so if I load in the schematic, I should be able to find the material list. Yes, white stained glass, we need 103. So we need a stack and 39. Yeah, y'all need to leave. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. How about y'all have some food? Alright, got all our white dye. Got the glass. Should just be able to do that. Alright, let's get this build finished. I'm literally smelting sand for 3 blocks. And there's those 3. There, that is. The outside is now done. And then the inside is now also done. The greenhouse stables is complete. But we do have a few things to do, so don't leave quite yet. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add the second one of these back. We're going to put it just right back here. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to do detailing. And that's also going to include trying to find a place in a way to incorporate andesite in this build, because if we look here, we have andesite in all of the builds. The barn, this is like the main part of this build. Then here, now I only have one thing designed to incorporate andesite, and that's a chimney. So we're gonna add a chimney right here on the back. And other than that, I haven't been able to find out anything else. But luckily, we are going to be building the smaller one of these right here. So I think that would kind of work. I think that's going to kind of work to incorporate andesite, because it's kind of like these are kind of part of both of these builds, essentially. So I think that's a good way to incorporate more andesite in the build, but I do want to try to figure out one other way to incorporate it, whether it be some of the ground you walking in here, be andesite right through here, or a pathway throughout, or it's just something else. We'll try to think of something else, but those are the 2 things we're going to do. We're going to start off by building this, then we're going to detail, starting with the chimney, and then do the rest of the detailing, like all the clutter in here, dirtying up the stables, make them look used, and all stuff like that. And then after that, at the end of this video, I'm going to be telling you some news that I have that I really think is going to be great for the channel's growth. And it's going to be big for the videos we're going to be making in the next few months. Alright, let's load this in. We're going to get it kind of where I am right now. Yeah, I like it. We're going to do that. Alright, there is that storage silo, and we can take this torch that was in it before, and we can place it back in there. So there's that. I do think it does look good, and I think it will add andesite to the build. But we are not done yet, because we need to build our chimney. We're gonna go ahead and break these just so we can get through here. And then we just go pop a campfire and then 4 oak trapdoors around it, and then boom. Now we have the chimney. And then we'll also do something with it on the inside too, because I don't want just a chimney. So yeah, we're going to break these 2 blocks. Then we place some stairs there. Blocks down here. Stair, block, block. And then yeah, that looks fine. And then we'll get 2 more campfires to put in here. But we got to plant some trees. So we don't have anything around here, so we're going to plant a tree there, there. I don't know why I'm saying there. I'm just kind of randomly placing where I think looks fine. Oh, that looks good. I'm going to remove that one and that one, but I'm going to move that one back actually. So there's a little bit of a path through here, and then up on top of this little hill area, we'll place a few. Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. Why would he spawn there? We got to get a rescue mission going. There you go, buddy. And then we can place a bunch of these flowers on the ground around. Got the build finished besides the detailing. That smoke in the back, you can't really see it, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it just makes it feel more lively. Again, the more lively you can make a build feel, the better overall it's going to turn out, and I feel like that does the job. I'm not sure what I'm going to add in terms of the andesite, trying to get more insight in this build. If you have any ideas, let me know. I'd like to do something in this area, because you can't really see the chimney from anywhere you'll be walking in our little starter base area. So if you have any ideas that I could do that's visible around here or something that's made out of mostly andesite, I would very appreciate you leaving that in the comments. But other than that, I feel like it fits really well with the rest of the base. Looking from the top, it looks really good. Now, those do connect these two a lot, so it kind of makes it feel like one build, but there's too much plain space here. When those tree grow, I think it will look better. But I think we need to do something like here, and maybe something like here a little bit, just to kind of tie it in all in more like these two are tied in with the silos. And if you have any ideas for that too, also let me know in the comments. But yeah, this build looks really good, and I hate to say it, but I think this is the final build on this side of the natural land bridge in our starter base. But yeah, there's that. We have to do the detailing, and while I do the detailing, I will give you the news that I have for you guys. But first, we gotta go grab the materials. Alright, we got the stuff. We can go ahead and start decorating. I'm gonna start off with that. The composter in this one, we can put it right there. And the composter in this one, we can put it in the corner. And for these barrels, we can kind of stack them here. That works right there. And I'm also going to put a composter there. In Phelan's stable, we can put... And we also have coarse dirt and rooted dirt. And there's Phelan's stables. And then this one, we won't put any hay, but we can put some of the rooted and coarse dirt. And then we're going to put some barrels and composters out here in the back. Just some extra stuff, I guess. Now I'm going to go ahead and with the rooted dirt, I'm going to make a little sporadic pathway in here. I don't know. Maybe let's add more. Yeah, I think more looks better. I'm not exactly like loving it by any means, but I don't think it looks bad. And I also just grabbed some oak wood. And what we're going to do is we're going to place some trapdoors up here. And we're going to put some hay bales up here. Just like hay bales in the rafters kind of thing. I feel like that's a stereotypical like barn thing to do, especially in Minecraft. And then for this, the stables, I think we're done with detailing. We got the stables. This one is pretty simple. This one's Phelan, so he gets more going on here. I will probably end up putting a cauldron in this one, but I have like no iron to my name. Then you have these barrels and composters right there and out back. So now what we need to do is we need to do the greenhouse. Oh, and add the doors, but it's a greenhouse too. We don't have a lot of room to work with, so we got to be very careful with how we do this. First off, I'm thinking a 2x2 area here. We can start it there. All right, let's see. It looks decent. Yeah. My one worry is like back here because it's just, yeah.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Alright, we also got plants. I'm gonna first start off by doing this. I don't know, but I've never made a greenhouse before. Just please bear with me. I feel like this is too big. I think it needs to be like one wide. Okay, I don't mind that. One more thing I want to do is I want to add like 2 more planter boxes next to each other that are 2 wide right there. And what I want these to be is I want these to be all 4 of the 2 tall flowers. So if I ever need them, I can come in here and bow mill and get the dyes or the flowers that I need. Now it looks good so far from the inside. Let's check the outside. It looks a little interesting, we'll just say, from the outside. But I think when the flowers and all the stuff is in it, I think it will take away from the dirt a little bit. And hopefully when this spreads, especially grass, and when the flowers get in, I think it will look slightly better. And then we need a place for all the bees. We have 4 hives we're going to put in here. And we need to make sure they have a campfire under all of them so I can harvest the honeycomb without getting attacked. Let's see. Is this how that works? Yes, it is. So this will be the first one. Wait, I'm confused. Oh, there it is. So there's 2 there. And it also kind of works to light up the area a little bit. I brought the glow light in, but we might not need it. Not gonna lie, I think we could just put one on the ground right here. Just put one right on top of that. And then we can try some hanging roots around. Yeah, I like that. Don't want to do it overkill because I want to put some spore blossoms in here. And then we have some vines and some leaves. Wait, they can go through leaves, can't they? Yes, they can go through leaves. It's like leaves right there. Might be overkill, not gonna lie. Yeah, I like that in the corner right there. And it goes through. As we see, the smoke is going through. So we could put one right there. Then one will be right here. Also want to do some on this side, so right there. And that's good for the leaves. And we can do some vines. And I might as well go ahead and go grab some spore blossoms. We came for these. Ooh, diamonds! I have copper pickaxes. Wow, this looks really good. All the greenery and stuff 100% made it so much better. Alright, we're going to put one right here. And then we're going to put one right there. And then now we have all those particles along with the ones we have from the mods. And then now we can go ahead and place in our beehives. Okay, first one is going to go right there. Second one right there. And the third one is going to go right there. Now they don't really have any flowers to pollinate, so we can go ahead and fix that by finding at least 3 of the 4 flowers we need here. Probably won't find sunflower in this episode, but we can at least find the big rose one and the 2 pink ones. Oh, and I see 2. Peony? Yes, peony, 1 down. And, oh, no. Alright, that was only 1. Lilacs. Lilac acquired. And the last one. Golly, this is a lot. Alright, let's get our flowers. We're going to put the lilac and the peony right there. And then we're going to put the rose bush right there. And when we get it, we'll put the sunflower there. Actually, I'm going to move it over because it's off to the side, of course. It's going to the middle. Oh, well. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Can you go back? Mr. B? What? But I'm gonna breed them because I think we've lost like 50 of them. Where's the other one? There's 4. I remember seeing 4. There you go. And then is there anywhere else that we want to put vines? Can you put them on leaves? You can. Bro, chill. The main purpose for this greenhouse is just not working for some reason. Okay. What I'm thinking it is it has to be probably right above it. But hey, we can now set everything to the stage we want them at. Oh, nope, not what I meant to do. Got the 2 achievements. Well, we do have an extra beehive, so I'm going to bring that because I think we have killed all of the bee population. 0 to 3. This is 2 out of 3. This is 1 out of 3. Alright, and just note to self, do not harvest that one while they're asleep so I don't actually hit them. As I'm going to replace most of this grass with moss because it's a more vibrant block, and I think that just fits. Or just that for now because we ran out. Yep, you. So I need to come back in here and breed these guys a little bit. Do not harvest that. Whatever I do, do not harvest it. So yeah, if you have any tips of what I could do to improve this build, let me know. Because I always love to hear what you guys have to say. Phelan finally got his permanent home. And then now it is time to tell you about the news and announcement I have for you guys. I have decided to make a server. Yes, I have made a server, and the server is going to be starting very soon. We have currently 8 content creators that are going to be playing on this server. All of us are relatively new, so it's something to just help us jumpstart, hopefully, our channels and just overall have fun with other creators and like-minded people. The first play session we have is May 10th, which is Mother's Day. So I'd probably have episode 1 of the SMP out to you guys probably like a week and a half to 2 weeks after that. Maybe a little bit longer because I do have a bunch of stuff through mid-May. Along with that, I am going to be gone for a lot of these next 2 weeks. So if I'm not posting quite as much as I usually do for this next month, that's why. But yeah, the server name is Timberkin. It's a Timberkin content creator SMP. I'm really excited. If you go to the homepage after this video is over, I'll have a section with all the Timberkin content creators channels somewhere on my homepage. You can look for it and see everyone that's going to be in the server. Now, there's not going to be everyone on that list because we have, I think, 2, maybe 3 that just do Twitch. They're not YouTube. So if there's not 7, because 8's including me, then that's why. And then also, I think 1 or 2 of them haven't posted Minecraft videos, but I got with them, talked to them a little bit, and they said they've been playing Minecraft for a while. And so yeah, I'd love if you could check their channels out and support the rest of the Timberkin members. So yeah, here we are. So yeah, now we can go ahead and do our path. What? Hello? What is this? What? Can anyone explain to me what this is? I've never... Okay. Okay, well... And then I'm also going to do a bunch of dirt paths in here. Alright, let me breed you up. That one. First lantern. And then the second lantern. Right there. I'm going to move this out one more. That looks good, yeah, for sure. So here it is. The greenhouse stables. Now connected to the rest of our village. I do think I want to put something here. First thought, like a wagon. Actually, that'd probably look good. Just like a wagon right here or something. Yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any tips on the build or just any thoughts about the build, I'd love to hear them in the comments. I wasn't sure about this at first, but once we added all the greenery, and I really think it just made this go to a whole new level, and I'm really proud of it. A little bummer that you can't harvest this one, but it'll have to do. But other than that, Phelan got his home. And it's even warm too. He got a little warmth. At some point I'll get another horse in here, but the starter base on this side of the land bridge is now complete. Now if you want to go see the process of me making this land bridge, go check it out, and then video that's popping up on screen, or popped up. I really don't know how this whole YouTube and credits thing works. And make sure when you're done watching that video, you go check out the Timberkin members. But again, mark your calendars, mid-May, episode 1 is going to be dropping of Timberkin SMP. Really excited for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys on the next video.